New jobs. But one form of renewable energy remains as controversial as ever here. WPTZ's Stuart Ledbetter joins us with the story now. Stu.
Well, Stephanie, we're talking about wind, of course, those big 500-foot tall towers proposed for Swanton and Irisburg. Of course, the state already has turbines in Georgia, Lowell, Sheffield, and Searsburg. And some citizens ask whether the state's regulatory process is fair to those who will feel their impact the most. The annual Renewable Energy Vermont event attracts cutting-edge companies, to be sure, developers, scientists, and a lot of the state's top politicians there, too. But this morning, there were 36 citizens angry about the Swanton project, which they say will be damaging to build and be too close to their neighborhoods. And they blasted the state legislature for putting the state's goal of getting to 90% renewable energy ahead of their backyard concerns.
We're sad and we're hurt, and yes, we are upset that this has been going on so long and nobody listens and nobody cares, and we're fed up with it. We are fed up.
The facts in terms of the Public Service Board process are that projects are denied. They are required to go through many different mitigations, and they do have to go through years and years of compliance.
These are issues we need to resolve them in a sane, humanly manner, and we need to be respectful of each other because I don't want crazy things to start happening here.
Klein, the House Energy Chairman, says he's asked the Public Service Board to be more sensitive to citizen and town concerns. By the way, the Renewable Energy Conference runs through tomorrow, features all sorts of new technology around energy efficiency, biomass, and solar, too. The industry is growing rapidly, to be sure, now responsible for about 1 in 20, or 5% of all Vermont jobs. Stephanie?
Stuart, also at today's conference in South Burlington, a proposal to build another major transmission line under Lake Champlain. This one is called the Vermont Green Line, but it would connect it to the solar power now generated in New York's North Country to a converter station in Beekmantown, moving underwater across to Vermont and down to Addison County, eventually ending in New Haven. This is a 60-mile transmission project, and it has not yet been filed with state regulators. It's intended to relieve a choke point in Clinton County, which has a lot of excess wind generation, and move that power to the electric grid in Vermont, where it can move more easily to points south.
The Vermont Green Line is a project that will enable 400 megawatts of new wind development in northern New York, in Clinton County, and all of the economic benefit that goes along with that. Tax base, jobs, the greening of our economy, enabling New York to increase its renewable energy output and ship that over to New England, where there's a growing thirst for renewable energy.
The Massachusetts developer says the underwater line would cost about $600 million to build and means tax revenue for towns along the route. They expect to submit proposals to each state next spring and hope to have it online by 2018. The Noise Relief Project in